I tell you, that
Super Dave, man.
he is awesome, isn't he?
Super Dave. Yeah,
he told him not to run the clip because he said he was getting sued by the Republicans over it. Said, whatever you do, don't run this clip.
And they ran it anyway.
Yeah, he goes, I was up there. They didn't show me on TV. There was litigation over it. So what did you think about them daughters, huh? Has Bush got some hot daughters?
Think they're cocaine sniffers, Jay?
Oh, hell yeah. It runs in the family.
You like it?
And the truth is they've got documented proof. There's a new book out, isn't there? Talks about how somebody seen him in the National Guard sniffing cocaine and smoking joints out back. Well, at least he was there. You know, we finally have an eyewitness.
Most people won't get that joke, Jay.
That one, yeah, you're right. Well, why don't you tell one? Borrow one from Super Dave.
Cruel.
You know you're going to go back to the office and tell them jokes. So what did your dad do before he died? We're not going to tell you the punchline to that one either.
No. See, I goes close in my family anyway, so that's kind of a tasteless joke.
Well, exactly, and that's why they'd love it. You know, if your family's like mine, they'd be falling on the ground and shit. So, what happened here? 1,000 dead that they're admitting to. And if it's anything like Vietnam, that probably means there's 5,000 dead. For every one of our dead, we only count 1 out of every 5. And for every one of their dead, we'd always count 5 for every 100. We'd say 100 for every 5 dead because they took their bodies with them. Or we hit them such right on that all the parts disintegrated. That was the other explanation.
That's what they did to that Hamas guy, isn't it?
The one guy in the wheelchair. That'd make an excellent slow motion film, wouldn't it? One wheel popping off this way, the other wheel popping that way.
Let's make a documentary about it.
I don't think we ought to go into the documentary business. We ought to keep it lighthearted and comedic. Comedic.
Well, Jay, you're only half in the picture, man. That's pretty fun.
Well, see, I've been on a diet, but look, right now, I'm only half as fat as I used to be. I like that. And then the vertical stripes, you know, make me look thinner too. People be adjusting their TV set.
Are you still on your diet?
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. No, not.
No.
I'm eating what I call healthy, you know, live foods. You heard about the live diet, haven't you? Everything you could eat is like, you know, apples are still alive, nuts are still alive. You know.
If you want to eat your pig, you gotta eat him while he's still alive.
Well, slaughter them yourself and cook them within about 5 minutes. No, you don't eat raw pig yet.
No, you don't eat raw pig yet.
I think that diet, being alive and everything, they don't want to have anything with faces.
Why do you have to eat pig? What happened before Judaism? Was that the Greeks?
They probably had pigs domesticated before Judaism. Otherwise, why would they have pig laws? You know, you can't eat pig.
Now, the Egyptians. Were the Egyptians before the Jews?
Oh, yeah. Easily. I mean, where do they go? 2,500 years back, BC? What started the Jews? There was an actual start to it, wasn't there? I don't know. In the first book of it, there's a lot of begetting going on. And I've never known any way to get begetting people without fucking them. So there's a lot of befucking in the Bible in the first chapter, you know.
I finished my little project today, one of my short-term goals.
What was it?
Smacked it in there.
What project?
Printing labels out of my
Right off the website, huh? Hello. This is Mr. Bates. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Well, guess what? We're not driving over to Ohio to try it in that car, though. That's too far to drive. Thank you very much, though. Look at that. They sent me a key. They go, did you receive that key? Yep. Now, if I drive to Ohio, it might fit in a car. No way. It's incredible how I line up these calls to come in at the right time. You know,
You're smart.
for the comedy part. This is the comedy portion.
Oh, Jay, you're smart.
So, yesterday I was all hot on one subject. Today I'm all hot on another. That fucking George Bush apparently has done more tequila, more fucking cocaine, and more pot than I've ever done. And it's pissing me off. It's like finding out Rush Limbaugh did more Oxycontin than the rest of the world put together. He's done a lot. Dude, you know how much oxys they've got to be on to be Republican?
Well, Jay.
You know what I mean? Is it mandatory? Do they get them all fucked up?
Do you think all Republicans are like that?
I think the ones that are listening to Rush Limbaugh and he's going, yeah, he's making sense, it's because they're a little bit off in the mind too. Somebody comes down to their level, it's because they're all Oxycontined out. He was definitely on drugs when he thought up most of his ideas, don't you think? What do you think? Mind your shadow?
I used to like him, Jay, when he had his TV show.
I thought it was a comedy show. I thought he was funnier than fuck, but turns out everybody else thought he was serious. I thought it was like a clown show or something, man. I did.
He was funny, man. It was funny.
He was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he called Chelsea Clinton a bitch and shit when she was 14 years
Right.
old. Said she was a whore too, called her mom a lesbian. That was pretty cool. So now we have actual
His
published
little-
authors that are going on record saying George Bush was a coke freak. Reason he didn't. They're going to do it this week. They're going to tear his AWOL deserter record a new asshole and put down the proof and put the smackdown on him. This is the Swift boat. This is the Swift boat revenge.
You know who they got on it?
Who do you think? Who?
Paul Bagliaga and James Carville.
Now have joined his campaign. Carville did too. I knew Balaga.
I mean, not really. They still work for CNN, but they're advising him for free.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully to save our country. You know, they know what side the bacon's buttered on.
They're all crooks, man.
Is it all just a Jewish conspiracy? I mean, I like Jewish people. I have nothing against. In fact, I think a lot of the Jewish people realize that they're fanatic governments doing things that shouldn't be done.
Right.
You know, in the name of never again. And I agree with Jews there. Never again will they be pushed around. They're going to come from a position
and
of
look at
might.
Russia, man. They might have been, oh yeah, look what they're doing over there. We never wanted to be communist anyway.
Mhm.
Looks like this bad motherfucker down again.
Israel? Oh,
Russia.
Russia. Yeah. Well,
Let's get it back to the way it was.
what Americans' idea was it to say we ought to start negotiating with the Chesnian rebels? Wait a minute, you know. He goes, why don't you negotiate with Osama bin Laden? Go ahead and ask him what he wants and what we can do to surrender. And that was my idea too. I think we ought to say, okay, we give up national debt, yours. Our hospital bills, yours.
Those Chechen rebels are ruthless, aren't they?
We'll say, Osama will be your bitch, but you have to keep us in the style we've grown accustomed to.
Did you hear what really happened on that, Jay?
What? Nice light.
Lighting effect.
Yeah. Is that a remote?
Anyway.
So what
Fucking
really
time
happened?
machine, Jay.
It's the time machine. So what really happened?
They were moving some bombs in there,
Mm-hmm.
in different areas,
Mm-hmm.
or just resetting them up, like, and
Went off.
one of them blew off, and then some of the terrorists got antsy, and was telling the leader what to do, and he fucking just blew them up.
He shot them.
No, they were wearing belts, and he had the detonators.
And when they give him a mouth, that's an important lesson if you're a terrorist and you're wearing a dynamite belt and somebody else has the button. That's not the time to start spouting your fucking mouth off, man. It's like that one movie, boom. But he did have a point. We do have our own free will is important. Now, what the Russians also did was as soon as they took the school over and had 1,000 hostages, they rounded up 40 of the Chechnya leaderships, the people that had, like the president's family of Chechnya, the guy that had been, they're obviously sympathizers, and rounded them up as hostages back, made them lay on the floor with bags on their head, just like we do the Iraqi prisoners. Lined them up. And along those lines, the guy that masterminded supposedly 9/11, we got his two sons, age 7 and 9, in custody.
Who, Bin Laden?
No, it's some Sheikh Zori, or no, but it's now Sheikh Mohammed or something. We have his 9-year-old and 7-year-old sons as hostages. Our government holds hostages back. When you get a hostage situation like that, they round up counter hostages. You kill them, and we never hear what happened to them.
Why not?
I don't know. I think they probably let them live. But what do you do with them? I'm pretty sure they're probably still being held. They're not released. They'll be held responsible until they get the right people. But that's what our government's doing. The same thing the terrorist is. They grab our hostages, we grab some back.
Which side are you on, Jay?
Actually, if the terrorists win, does that mean we don't have to pay taxes no more? So I ain't paying no terrorist taxes, that tell you what. If our government's the terrorists.
You are paying taxes.
Yeah, no, not really. I found a way out of it. If you don't work, they can't tax it. If you say you're going to eat sandwiches, I'll paint something, but you give me a lunch for the next year. If the government isn't there to eat its third of the lunch, it's going to spoil, so you might as well eat it. Complete barter society.
Barter.
You do my dental work, I'll paint your living room. That's easy. Man, I don't know. Do I got giant spiders? It feels like it. Motherfucker. So did you hear that Cheney promised that if the Democrats get elected, there'll be another terrorist attack? Which is pretty easy since he's the guy running them. That's easy for him to promise. It's like, damn it, if you don't stop, we'll do it again. First time the polls went south on them, they fished up a 9/11, Northwood, false flag operation. Because as you seen yesterday, unless they were able, the Al-Qaeda were able to have under the plane pods with missiles equipped with them, or have their own cruise missiles, or have their own kind of joystick guidance systems, and able to fly them in our country. Well, if it was more than box cutters, it's us, pretty much. Bush did it to us. Cheney. They talk about the 20 minutes he sat in that chair in that classroom reading a book. No matter what, the Secret Service has got orders to protect him. How come that dog didn't bark? That dog don't hunt.
How do you carry laptops and stuff around when you're in Iraq as a terrorist?
How do you?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a case.
Some type of case.
Yeah, but they're looking through everything for bombs. They're gonna find laptops like crazy, right?
Dang, wouldn't
Do they have broadband in caves? I mean, how do they get these hookups? Satellite?
time to go. 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes. We ain't done yet. We did a Big Brother update yet? I think I did yesterday, so we're all up to date on Big Brother. I didn't sing any karaoke. Want to do bad karaoke? No. Time travel? Tin hat? Foil hat? Is it time for boobies? Man, you know, this is exactly like fart.com, except we're on the air, you know. We'll do boobies. I found you've got boobies. I love saying it. Did you see that one today? Oh my God, it was the prettiest thing I've ever seen for porno. Some of this might not be safe for you at home. Fark it. And then you go to Bizarre Drudge.
Bizarre Drudge?
Yeah, you know that site?
No.
It's newsfilter.com, but he's called the Bizarre Drudge.
Yeah, I've been really.
Yep. New one.
How about sites like that, man? We should have had a site like that. When you gonna start programming in that .net, brother?
Oh, I was gonna put it on a couple computers. I still haven't made my own copy though. It's on the hard
It's
drive.
elegant as hell, man. It writes most of the stuff for you, or kind of helps you out.
Okay, boobies. This is called Lesbo Chain Gang Done. Super hot. I gotta figure out how to copy these so that I can make them full screen. Is that not the best piece of film you've ever seen? Dude, that's just hot. The only thing that's missing is me. Come on, blonde, keep your leg up a little higher there. Some of them got the idea down.
It almost looks like some of them did it before, haven't they?
Breaking up into groups now.
Breaking up into groups.
Then you have one up and one down, then one up and one down. You're on your knees, you're on your back, you're on your knees, you're on your back.
You like that, Jay?
Wait a minute, there's a sandwich coming up.
I like the music is the best.
It's really all the soundtracks, excellent. How many you estimate? I didn't forgot to count.
50.
They must be shampooing their hair. Doesn't it sound like one of them hair care commercials?
Greg, it's back.
That's what I want to use.
Turn it off.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're coming up on my favorite part here. Wait a minute, this is too much like watching porno at lunch, isn't it?
Almost.
Chin rest, wait a minute. I got a good coffee table that looks like that. You know, you set your drink there. There, wait a minute. This is the whole reason I made a stop. How many did you count now, Zach? 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks like a fucking ride at Disneyland, don't it? I tell you what, that's the best porno I've ever seen, isn't it?
Right at Disneyland.
That'd be an e-ticket,
on,
man. 4 of them stacked like that, all rubbing, you know.
E-ticket.
It'd be like you punch the right hole and you get a prize. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was some sick bastard shit, wasn't it? You know why I'd be there? I'd be cameraman. I'd be having my camera out filming. I'd be just like that guy. And you can only have one cameraman, or otherwise the cameraman would be getting in the shot, you know. So what do you think that was? Like a meeting, or I mean, how did it break down like that? You know, is that like they got an internet group going? Because I want to join on your lesbian chat room. I'm Jay, big twat. Light. Big twat light. That's my lesbian name. What's yours? Dark, fill 'em up, whole, Digby. I'll tell you what. And he'd be chatting in there, and it's a bunch of other geeks too, man. Every one of them lesbians is a dude. Quick, give me a picture of some lesbian activity so I can put it as my picture, you know.
My avatar.
You remember that Israeli dude? I think he was a spy that we were talking to, but he was posing as a woman. I about ready to send him an airplane ticket. Come see me. Find out it's some Israeli actress or something. Damn, I didn't know her. Hell. So, are all Israelis lesbians, or is it just the women?
Is it just the women?
Just the women. So they've got all these investigations. Do you think any one of them's going to be completed in time to convict anybody before the election?
No. See, Jay?
Hey, one of our best shows ever, but we can't have porno no more.
4 more years.
4 more beers. 2 more months. All right, I lied. There'll be karaoke. What are we karaokeing? Folder. Computer. Maybe I better download one. This won't take forever, really. Do a Big Brother update. Karen's bitching in the backyard. Let's see. File. Quad cam. Group. Karaoke.
I think you should just be happy, Nick, because you're here next week.
Just like a redneck.
Oh, I am. I'm real happy. It's just
No,
Shannon
I mean,
Lawson.
Be so happy.
I am, but like I can't sit around Cowboy and not
Vomit.
Well, no, not even that. Like I'll try to talk and it'll be like sitting there next to Adria. He doesn't fucking talk to me.
I know.
And say, so what do you think about this? And he'll be like,
He's too smart for it. All I know is you don't want to be in the clouding if they don't play Britney Spears.
oh really?
Well, the Welcome to the Jungle is apparently a football song, so the Dukes of Hazzard wasn't happening.
No
I thought she
idea.
liked Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, that one she kind of did for like 5 seconds. Because they played at a football game.
I think maybe.
Yeah, basically.
Did I promise karaoke? Yes, I did.
He was boring. He's boring.
Right,
I don't know what country he's from though.
right.
Yeah, what about it? I've seen that movie. That's a good movie.
And, she more or less, could not tell that guy that, this is my dad, whatever, and she more or less said, this is my boyfriend, he's dying or something like that. And, I mean, it's a good show, and I can't think of what it's called.
Oh, that's the old one. Not old, but...
Here. Was it?
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely, for not very much longer. I've got to keep control. I remember during the time warp, drinking those moments when the blackness hit me and avoided me calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Just a jump to the left. Then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. Bring your knees in tight. And it's a pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's so dreamy. Oh, fantasy free me. So you can't see me, no, not at all. In another dimension, with voyeuristic intention, well secluded, I see all. With a bit of a mind flip, you're into the time slip. And nothing can ever be the same. You're spaced out on sensation. You're under sedation. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Well, I was walking down the street just having a think when a snake of a guy gave me an evil wink. He shook me up and he took me by surprise. He had a pickup truck and a devil's eyes. He stared at me and I felt a change. Time meant nothing, would never again. It's just a jump to the left. Then a jump to the right. Put your hands on your hips. And bring your knees up tight. And it's a pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Down, 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 down. Where's your neck?